Hello, my name's Adam Mazin. You're watching Sporting Icon, and you don't have to be anywhere else.
Okay, so I counted 14 names that have been linked with Tyson Fury recently. So I'm going to go through them all, and then I'm going to go back through them individually, okay? Dempsey McKean, Jaya Pataya, John Jones, Francis Ngannou, Andy Reese Jr., Zidane Zhang, Manuel Charr, Big Baby Jaramillo, Asher Kabayel, Anthony Joshua, Alexander Usyk, Martin Bakole, Frank Sanchez, Filip Hrgović. So that's 14 names, and I'm pretty sure I may well have forgotten one or two of them. 14 names, yet Tyson Fury doesn't have a fight. That's mad. For a WBC World Heavyweight Champion, that's crazy. Okay, so let's go through them all then. Let's start off with Dempsey McKean, undefeated southpaw, huge old unit from Australia. Trains at the Matchroom boxing gym. He signed with Matchroom, but Eddie Hearn has said, you know what? We're quite happy for Dempsey McKean to fight Tyson Fury, as Tyson Fury mentioned him. Tyson Fury's team, whomever that may be, whether that be Frank Warren, whether that be Bob Arum, whether that be Gold Star, whoever, reached out to Dempsey McKean's management team and said, we're interested in fighting you next in Australia. But nothing came of it, did it? Even though Tyson Fury promised the Australian boxing fans out there he was going to fight in Australia next. Did he lie? Probably. Jaya Pataya, the IBF Cruiserweight World Champion. Cruiserweight. So it's not like he's WBC Cruiserweight Champion where he could move up and challenge for the WBC belt. No. He's in a different sanctioning body and he's a Cruiserweight. Where apparently Jaya Pataya, his management team put out that it was serious talks for Tyson Fury versus Jaya Pataya to happen in Australia. What happened with that? That's a ridiculous fight anyway, let's be honest. John Jones, MMA fighter. I don't watch MMA, but how all this came about, off the top of my head, was something about Joe Rogan said if John Jones and Tyson Fury were locked together in the same room and had a scrap, John Jones would be the one who would end up walking out. Tyson Fury took exception of that, started having a go at Joe Rogan, calling him this, that and the other. Then John Jones says, okay, let's fight then. Tyson Fury is, well, in a boxing ring, we'll do it. John Jones is like, but I'm not a boxer, I'm an MMA fighter. Tyson Fury saying, I don't grapple grown men on the floor and things like that. So that was going to go nowhere. But he shouldn't have been an option anyway. He's WBC champion. What is it with these exhibition fights? Francis Ngannou. Again, Francis Ngannou, he's been linked with quite a few different fights, hasn't he? Derek Chisora, Deontay Wilder, you name it. But with Tyson Fury, I mean, for what? Why is that even a talking point? You're a WBC champion. If he wasn't WBC champion, okay, cool. Go do what you got to do. Go do your exhibitions like Floyd Mayweather. But Francis Ngannou? That's ridiculous. Francis Ngannou would have zero chance against Tyson Fury in the boxing ring. Zero. Likewise, Tyson Fury would have zero chance against Francis Ngannou in the cage. It's pointless, absolutely pointless. Andy Reese Jr., according to Tyson Fury and Frank Warren, Andy Reese Jr. asked for $20 million to fight Tyson Fury. Andy Reese Jr. says, that ain't true. We didn't even talk about numbers. I know which side I'm more likely to believe. But again, why are they linked with Andy Reese Jr. when all Tyson Fury, Frank Warren and many other people are saying how this little fat Mexican beat Anthony Joshua? And then Anthony Joshua took him to school in the rematch. Oh, but there's excuses about that one, right? But Andy Reese Jr. is no good, but yet Tyson Fury is trying to fight him. Right? Isn't that mad? Zidane Zhang. Okay, he was linked. Tyson Fury says that he'd love to fight Zidane Zhang, but Joe Joyce has activated the rematch clause, so he can't fight Zidane Zhang. Well, since when would Zidane Zhang even be an option anyway? I'm not saying he's not very good. He's okay. But the whole reason why he lost to Joe Joyce is because Joe Joyce's eye closed. Had that eye not closed, I'm pretty sure as the fight went on, Joe Joyce would have probably got on top of Zidane Zhang. I don't know that for a fact, and that's not what happened. Maybe Joe Joyce has reached his level. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what happens in the rematch. But Zidane Zhang lost to Jerry Forrest, but got gifted a draw. He took on Filip Hrgović in Saudi Arabia when Filip Hrgović, his father recently passed away, and he got to America literally a couple of days into fight week and slept pretty much the entire fight week. Didn't do too much media or anything. You could see he was severely jet lagged. But still couldn't actually beat him. Now, personally, I think that Zhilei Zhang did beat Filip Hrgović, but hey, it is what it is. Manuel Charr. Why? Well, I mean, why is he even a talking point? This guy is a pudding. He is a pudding. Look who it is who he's fighting recently. He's literally just fought. You'll remember Tyson Fury's comeback, Sefer Seferi, the best cruiserweight from Albania. Well, Manuel Charr just fought his brother, the third best cruiserweight in Albania. That's who Manuel Charr's just fought. Fought Christopher Lovejoy not so long ago too. So why is he even an option? Manuel Charr is the kind of guy that prospects coming through should be looking to fight. Like Johnny Fisher and Solomon Dakers, these kind of ones. That's who they should be looking at fighting, not Tyson Fury. Big baby Jarrett Miller. Well, these guys were sparring each other for the Dillian Whyte fight for Tyson Fury. So, but there again, Jarrett Miller, he's not ranked in the top 15 of WBC. So why is that even a talking point? But Tyson Fury was apparently thinking about fighting Jarrett Miller after Jarrett Miller said, let's get it on. And it would be an interesting one. Jarrett Miller, he is an undefeated fighter, but he's not ranked in the top 15 of WBC. Don't get me wrong, WBC, they will move things around. Wink, wink. We know exactly what it's up to there about, but what's happening with that fight? Usyk Kabayel, the European heavyweight champion. Undefeated guy, only fights Europeans and journeymen, pretty much, outside of Derek Chisora. How many years ago now? 5, 6 years ago? So, why is Usyk Kabayel even a talking point? When, what was it that Bob Arum said? Bob Arum said about Usyk Kabayel. Well, one option for Tyson Fury could be Usyk Kabayel or whatever his name is. But Bob, you signed Usyk Kabayel to Top Rank. But you don't know who Usyk Kabayel is. So therefore, if you don't know who Usyk Kabayel is, why is he even an opponent? Because as we know, Tyson Fury needs a dance partner. He needs somebody who people know who they are. Because he can't sell out Wembley Stadium on his own. He needs somebody who other people are interested in. Usyk Kabayel ain't that guy. Usyk Kabayel vacated the belt, the European heavyweight title, rather than fight Joe Joyce. That tells you who Usyk Kabayel is. Anthony Joshua. Well, Anthony Joshua, as pretty much said Tyson Fury, you're mentioning all these names. These Australians, these MMA fighters, Andy Ruiz Jr., you mention everybody. Am I just another name that you're just mentioning? What, I'm supposed to take you serious? I'm supposed to go through weeks or however long of negotiations trying to sort out all the affiliates and all the commercial deals and all that kind of things, only for you to pull the plug last minute when you know I've already got plans for August and then December. You think I'm going to stop all that because you want to play games? I don't trust you. I don't believe you. Alexander Usyk. Well, we all know Tyson Fury ducked Alexander Usyk for undisputed in April. We know that. I don't care what Frank Warren or anybody says or his fanatical fans. We know who ducked who, and it was Tyson Fury who ducked Alexander Usyk. 100% I'm sure about that. And then he says, well, let's renew it and let's see about fighting in September. But you know, Alexander Usyk is fighting Daniel Dubois next. So why even mention his name? You had your chance to fight him and you bottled it. Very, very simple. Martin Bakole. Martin Bakole put out a few weeks ago now. Tyson, I'll fight you next. No problem. We'll fight. Martin Bakole is ranked in the WBC, number 7, I believe. So he's a legitimate contender in the top 15 of WBC, which Tyson Fury has to fight. But yet, Martin Bakole mentions Tyson Fury's name, but Tyson Fury don't mention Martin Bakole's name, which is a shame because Tyson Fury would have an easy night against him. So what's the problem? Frank Sanchez, I did a video yesterday on it, that he will fight Tyson Fury any place, anywhere, even on short notice. Doesn't matter what country, whether it's America, UK, wherever, he'll fight him. Frank Sanchez, he's ranked number 4. Don't know why he's ranked number 4 in the WBC. considering outside of FA Jagba, he only fights puddings. But still, he says that he'll fight Tyson Fury. So therefore, Tyson, why are you not fighting this guy? Why not? Why? Filip Perkovic. Okay, Filip Perkovic, he's not ranked in the top 15 of the WBC. He was dropped this month because he's going down the IBF route. But just takes a little bit of jigging around and he's straight back in the top 15 again, doesn't he? And he's one of these contenders that may actually put the blockers on any kind of undisputed fight for Alexander Usyk, because Filip Perkovic is in line and has already been mandated to fight Alexander Usyk immediately after the Down Dubois fight. So if Tyson Fury fights him, gets rid of him, he ain't got to worry about that for undisputed, has he? There's a clear pathway to undisputed for Fury and Usyk. So why don't you fight Filip Perkovic? But when it was mentioned to Frank Warren, he nearly passed out. He nearly had a coronary. Filip Perkovic? What? Why don't Anthony Joshua fight Filip Perkovic? Deflecting. Somebody else should fight Filip Perkovic. Well, you're the one struggling to get a fucking opponent for Tyson Fury. So why don't you fight Filip Perkovic? Why not? Drop your thoughts below. Click thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you next video.